It's your boy Hellfire, back once again with the MPC Renaissance. And today I'm going to be checking out this new drum kit by VIP Soundlab called the 10 Fingers of Death. That's 10 Fingers of DEF, Death. Basically, it's about a little over 500 megabytes worth of sounds. I'll say there's a little over 200 or so samples in there. You got drums, you got snares, kicks, hi-hats, drum breaks, sample loops and chops. I think he even threw a couple tutorials in there. So yeah, I'm just gonna give you a quick little demo of a beat that I made using the kit. But yeah, here's the drums I used: kick, snare, hi-hat, a little snap there, and I think I used a drum break too from it. Yeah. But yeah, that's you know, it's just some of the drums that I use, but it's like a whole bunch more in the kit, and a whole bunch that I loaded up that I didn't end up using, but you know, they're pretty dope still. So let me just play back my drum pattern right quick. So basically what I have is just a simple kick snare pattern with a hi-hat, and then I threw this drum break over top of it. And then right from there, I went to my sample I chopped up. Basically, I just played it like this. That's basically it. That's the main part of the sample, and then I took other parts of the sample as I usually do, and just, you know, created some behind the scenes you know, sounds just to fill it up. So on this track I got like some little piano licks that I found buried in the sample. Don't really sound like much by itself. That one. You know, like I said, by itself it just sounds like, you know, a piano key, but when you throw it in the mix, basically I just kept doing, and that's how you get that effect. So that was the piano track, and then after that I took some more of the vocal chops, and I sprinkled that on top. Let me see which ones I used. Then after that, I threw in a 808 just for the bass line. This was a little difficult for me to try to come up with a bass line too. I couldn't get anything, you know, that sounded good with it. So when all else fails, just throw an 808 on it. Make sure it's in tune, of course, and then it works out. So. So yeah, that 808 always comes in handy. It's good to keep those around. Let's see what I got next. So the next thing I did was basically I got this sample from you know, one of my records, one of my vinyl records, and I basically just took a piece of the sample that I liked, and I actually scratched it into the beat. You know, while it played live, and then I just chopped it up and sequenced it in there. But this is the sample. Basically, I took a few different ones just to give it some variety. I got that one. I used that one. And then. And that just gives it, you know, it's more like a sound effect than a melody. But this is what it sounds like on the beat. And then, since I was already in vinyl mode, I took another record and I found another piece of melody that I thought sounded good over top of this, and I scratched that in too. You know, just some light cuts. It's just a nice little guitar sound. Like I said, this is from a completely different record, but to me it sounded like it fit good. It's in the same key, so I threw it on there. Just I cut it in. That's basically it. That's the whole sequence, the whole main sequence, and then I got two other sequences, which is one is like a bridge or a breakdown, which is this. I'm gonna just play it. I basically did a variation of the main sample. I still got the vocal fills in there and everything. and I still got the scratches as well. But this is how the break sounds. This is without the piano. So yeah, it sounds a little plain without all the other stuff I added, you know. So, you know, when you chop up, you know, a lot of the sample, you got a lot more to work with, and you know, you get a lot more variations you can add to the beat, and so that's why I always chop like a whole record. I don't just take like maybe you know 8 bars of it and just use that. Most of the time when I chop the whole thing, and just it gives me just a whole, you know, a better playing field, so to speak. And it just gives you a lot more to work with. So that's what I always do. So I still use that same piano note. Without the scratch. So that's basically it for that sequence. And then I got like a bridge sequence. So yeah, like just like with the other sequences, when it's just that by itself, it's not really too exciting. I mean, it's still pretty cool, but again, I went to another record, a completely different record, and I basically just threw that sample on there, and I put a delay on it, so and then on top of that, I threw a saxophone sound. I mean, it sounds like a sax. Threw that on there with it. That too, threw that in there, and then I also got so when you got all that together, you know, it makes it sound, you know, more full, and it sounds like record. It's just, you know, it sounded good, so I threw it on there. And then I got the scratches on there. That's basically the entire beat right there. I did make one other sequence that I didn't use. I'll let you hear it. It's all right. I'll probably use it for a completely different beat or something, but for this particular beat, I didn't use that sequence. I made 4 sequences total, and I used 3. So let me play you the the entire song. This is the completed track. Yeah, that's the beat. Like I said again, real dope drum sounds, real dope sample chop sounds, royalty free, all that. I'm gonna put the link down in the description. But basically the website is vipsoundlab.com. Shout out to Dro Fontaine, and go check out the 10 Fingers of Death kit. Peace.